Hi and welcome to IMFC. I'm Ashley, a health and performance nutritionist based in London, and in today's video we'll be discussing, do you actually need protein shakes? We'll give you the best tips and strategies of how and when to include or exclude protein shakes should you need to. So the global protein supplement industry is valued at around about $19 billion. And you've likely known someone that's been using protein powders, whether that be in the gym or for sports, or perhaps you've used them yourself. But do they work, and do you even need them? And now for the purpose of this video, we'll be focusing primarily on whey protein powders as it relates to gains in strength and muscle mass in resistance-trained individuals. So if you're interested to find out more about other types of protein sources or protein powders, such as vegan or vegetarian options, then go ahead and check out the other videos in this protein series, because there's some other videos there on best protein sources for 2022 and best protein alternatives to whey. As I also dive deeper into which protein sources might be better for you depending on your goals and your age, your preferences. So go ahead and check those out. So what exactly is a protein powder? Now, it's called a supplement, but technically, or in actual fact, it's more of a food than it is a supplement, as it's made from separating the curds and the whey from cow's milk. Now, the curds, is how we make cheese, and the whey is essentially the liquid byproduct from separating the curds and the whey. And now, depending on which type of whey protein you buy, whether that be a whey concentrate, a whey isolate, or a hydrolyzed whey, and if you want to know more about the differences between those, then go ahead and check out that video. It gets pasteurized and filtrated and refined over a number of hours, which separates the protein, the whey, from the fat and the lactose in the dairy milk, essentially leaving us with this whey protein powder. Okay, so now we know what protein powder is, but what does the research say about its effect on strength and muscle mass gains? Well, the best place to start is this systematic review, a meta-analysis from Morton et al. 2017. Now, in this meta-analysis of 49 studies assessing over 1,800 resistance-trained men and women, 23 of these studies used whey protein powder, so that was around 47%, with the rest of them coming from other protein sources like casein, soy protein, and then whole food sources, but around 47% coming from whey protein powder. As you can see from the first forest plot here, when adding in a protein supplement, this showed increases in 1 rep max strength versus the control groups. Now, the resistance training group versus the control, so the groups that weren't doing any resistance training, increased their total kilograms lifted by around 27 kilograms. That was, the training versus non-training. But what's nice and interesting is that when they added in whey protein versus the group that didn't add in whey protein, this added on a further 2.5 kilograms to their total lifts over the course of these studies, or around 9%. But actually what this does show more so that it's the resistance training that's the key driving force behind strength gains and muscle mass gains. So without the actual training, there's going to be no muscle building, of course. The addition of the whey protein does help to increase some muscle protein synthesis, some muscle building and some strength. But again, the key thing here is you've got to train. The second forest plot here, that resistance training with protein supplementation is more effective than resistance training without protein supplementation at increasing fat-free mass or muscle mass, again by around 27%, showing that the addition of whey protein supplement also adds that extra gain in strength. But it's really the same story here, that without the stimulus of the actual training, you won't be building any muscle mass. So does that mean that we should all run out and buy protein powders and start chugging them down? Well, no. The key thing to take away from here is that if you are resistance training, looking to build strength, looking to increase your 1 rep max or your general muscle mass, again, you have to do the training, but ensuring you're hitting around 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight every day in terms of protein is likely going to be the optimal amount you need. That's providing you're at energy balance, so you're not trying to lose any weight, but around 1.6 grams. Now, that should firstly come from whole food sources. So, the usual types, chicken, fish, beef, eggs, plant-based sources, whichever ones you like. But if you find it hard to get in the amount of protein you need in the day from those sources, then this just shows that adding in a whey protein supplement is still an effective tool to use to do that. Now, there are scenarios where this 1.6 grams per kilogram optimal limit might actually not be that effective or as effective for certain people that might be dieting, long-term dieters or people of a certain age where protein needs might increase a little bit. But if you are not trying to lose weight and you're in energy balance, or if you're trying to gain some weight and you're maybe eating more calories, then 1.6 grams per kilo is likely going to be the optimal amount for you. And, again, get that from whole food sources, but where you need to, you might, not feel hungry enough to get in all the protein from those whole food sources. So the addition of the whey protein powder or any kind of protein powder that has good amino acids is likely going to be a benefit for you. And as an example of how much protein 1.6 grams per kilo is, for an 80 kilogram man, let's say, is around about 168 grams of protein. And now ideally you'd want to space that out over the course of the day. So, whether that's 3 meals, 4 meals, 5, whatever you eat, you can divide that by that number and that'd be the amount of protein per meal you'd need. Nice and easy. Let's say you were to spread that out over the course of 4 meals. So, 3 main meals and a protein snack. That would be, for that 80 kilogram man, 168 grams of protein, around about 32 grams of protein per feeding, which is the equivalent of 45 grams of protein powder, 5 large eggs, around 100 grams of chicken breast, 60 grams of soybeans, etc. You kind of get the idea here. So it's pretty easy to, calculate your own needs, just times your body weight by the 1.6 grams, and that will give you your total amount of protein for the day, and then divide that by the amount of meals you eat in a day. Now, if you're only eating, 1, 2, or 3 meals a day, you're going to have to either have slightly bigger meals or slightly bigger portions of protein in those meals to hit that protein, or likely add on a protein snack or an extra feeding to try and hit that, to kind of maybe space that out over the course of the day, so you're getting the protein in every kind of 3 to 5 hours, and also so you can actually physically get the protein in because it's quite filling. Okay guys, so there you have it. So most, if not all, of our protein needs should be covered by whole food sources. So the usual things that you eat in a day, your plant-based protein, if that's what you're eating, your animal-based proteins, or a mixture of both ideally, because it's good to get a mixture of both in. But protein powders do have a place if you find it hard to get in the extra protein you need to hit that kind of magic number of around 1.6 grams per kilo. Again, it's not something you absolutely have to hit or you won't gain muscle. It's just what's been shown in the research to be kind of optimal for muscle growth in kind of energy balance. But whey protein shakes or protein shakes in general aren't completely necessary if you can cover your needs from whole foods. So again, that's the key message from this one is, yes, they have a place if you need to, if you find it difficult to get in the amount you need. But firstly, get your food in, get your protein in from your whole food sources, and where you need to, supplement in. That's why we call it a supplement after all, and the protein as needed. But from me for now, that's all, and I'll see you next video.